Well, as communities are hard at work repairing flood damage, a handful of fundraisers have begun to take place. That includes a big one in Montpelier, Flood the Streets with Art. That was supposed to be a gathering for the city's one-year flood anniversary, but last week's flooding forced not only that purpose, but also the date to change. That event is still going on right now for a little less than another hour, so let's go to ABC 22's Matt Holderman. He joins us live in Montpelier. Matt, how are things looking around you?
Hey Mike, well unfortunately the rain is falling here in Montpelier, and a lot of that beautiful chalk art that was painted on the streets downtown, or I shouldn't say painted, but drawn on the streets downtown throughout the day, a lot of it has been washed away. But that isn't stopping people from having a good time. As you can hear behind me pretty clearly, there's a band here playing some music, and they started at 5 o'clock, so the vibe downtown is great, just a little wet. I see some chalk drawings that still are standing here. Maybe they're not that badly washed away yet. We'll have to take a look in a little bit, but in case they are washed away, we did catch some on camera earlier today. We'll show you those in a minute, and I caught up with a few artists who were really just happy to spread some positivity earlier this afternoon during this difficult time for so many.
I love Montpelier so much that I'll do whatever I can.
The streets of Montpelier flooded once again, but this time with art, a symbol of how far the city has come in the past year and a show of support for neighboring communities going through another round of recovery.
It was pretty, horrific and tragic event all around. Let's see, I've been in Vermont for 15 years and have been through, 400-year floods now in 15 years, so.
The Flood the Streets with Art event was originally scheduled for last Wednesday, but of course that was the same day the remnants of Hurricane Beryl rolled through. Postponed 1 week, it's now all about raising money for nearby towns that got flooded again, and some artists reflected that pain in their work while also sharing some hope for the future.
What I'm trying to do is create what looks like a washed out road that we have all over the place, but what we're pulling out of the road is Vermont.
What I really envision it as is trusting in the flow of life, and sometimes we get way too much rain and sometimes we don't get enough.
While things certainly look bleak right now in dozens of towns, many people touted community efforts like this one, saying the state will rebuild once again and come back Vermont strong a second time.
Seeing a lot of the mutual aid response to this recent flood and to last year's flood is just pretty amazing to know that you can trust a lot in your neighbors.
And some of the groups that this event will benefit include Berry Up and Plainfield Flood Response. Again, two communities that could really use the help after all of last week's flooding. And of course, like I said, live music still going on behind me. It sounds great, and it will be going on until 7 o'clock tonight. So if you're in the area, you're interested in hearing the music in person, come on down. It's a great time, and again, it's all to benefit a great cause. Of course, donations are welcome for this event as well, and for those communities I mentioned, Berry and Plainfield. But for now, reporting live in Montpelier, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.